Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. I'm Daryl Armstrong. There are 5 basic building blocks that every strategic plan must have, whether it's a plan for a nonprofit organization or a for-profit organization. But the premise for nonprofit strategic planning is different than that for profit businesses. While sales and profits underscore the bottom line for commercial enterprises, nonprofit organizations are driven by one thing: social impact. And they work in a very complex and inefficient financial capital market. You recognize that if you've ever had to raise money for your nonprofit. Nonprofits have to demonstrate through intense evaluation outcomes that are consistent with their mission, and they have to communicate that ongoingly to the public to maintain their credibility with the public. Openness and transparency is simply essential. So when it comes to developing a strategic planning approach, one of the first things that you must do is understand that you have a team that is committed to doing the planning, a timeline in which you're going to do the planning in, a structured process. The process we use is collaborative informed consent. And then, as Larry the Cable Guy would say, get her done. The first step in all of this is to discover really where you are today. You have to have a clear understanding of the context in which you're operating. An assessment such as this takes a look at your internal and external environments to identify themes, obtain data, and trends that may impact your current planning as well as your future planning. And the purpose of that assessment is to create a shared information database that can inform your strategy development as you get down the road to your planning process. Every organization also must have a clear model of how the programs, the services, and the capacity really create change within the community. So start with your compelling need that your organization needs to address, or that you are addressing, your vision of a different tomorrow, and then you fill in the white space in between them. The central question is always going to be, what are the organization's mission, programs and services, operating capacity, and outcome measurements that create change? And certainly that ultimately leads you to understanding that you have to have a nonprofit revenue and capital model in which to operate. There you've got to have a balancing, autonomous, reliable, diverse strategy that will increase your chances of building a sustainable revenue and capital model. Finally, you must plan for your impact, and this is really where the rubber meets the road. Delivering on a strategic plan is predicated on being able to demonstrate not only your outcomes and impact, but also the degree to which you can build your evaluation capacity and increase and develop stronger impacts within your community. So as you go about thinking about your strategic planning, just remember, it doesn't have to be complicated. Thank you for your time and attention.